NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Players.
The little bit of breeze behind is long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up. Get down. Lay down. Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Great start.
Second hole here at Sawgrass, 532-yard par 5. Frank, considered one of the easier holes on the golf course, is that right?
Yeah, you don't have to hit it miles down there. Anything that turns a little to the player's left certainly helps. There are some trees down the left side. Just want to avoid those.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, high-level players are never terribly disappointed to play from the fringe, and that's where this ball has ended up.
Yeah, it could have been better.
It's in the hole. Just a sensational shot right there. Nice scoring opportunity here. 532-yard, par 5 second hole, Frank. Considered one of the easier holes on the golf course. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you can just cut this in half. 532 yards divided by 2. Really, it's 2 tee shots over 260 yards. For these guys, nothing more than a 3 or 4 wood. And that's why all you need off the tee is just a 3 wood with a little draw.
You disappointed if you don't make 4 here?
Not disappointed, but obviously you lose at least half a shot on the field.
Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hitting the ball in the right place there. And, yep, good thing, too. He's actually putting well.
Frank, the bunker on the right, I wouldn't call that a putt bunker. That is some kind of a hazard, isn't it?
Yeah, meanders all the way down the right side, but really it's the lesser of 2 evils. I'd rather be in that bunker on the right than the hill on the left.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, how about this par 4 fifth?
I lost count the number of bunkers here, off the tee and sort of in play with the second shot if you're in trouble, or even the one that's sort of left and long. Really good par 4, though. Fairway somehow has to be achieved if you want to reduce this par 4 to just a simple 2-shotter.
Wow, he moved that a long ways right in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This one's looking good. Birdie try up next.
Can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, what do you think of the 6th? Pretty short par 4.
It is, but you come out of that sort of corridor and fairway opens up and then it narrows up, bunkers to be around. Very, very few people hit driver here.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, now the second shot here at hole number 6.
Yeah, not overly long, but be very aware of these palm trees that are short. Many a shot's caught those trees coming into this green.
That will be a great look at birdie. These putts keep the round together. Score that a birdie. Seventh hole here at Sawgrass, Frank, a bit uncomfortable off the tee.
It is. It reminds me a little bit of the opening hole, much longer version, where when you stand on the tee and look at the green, it's a straightaway hole. But that fairway goes to the left and it comes back to the right. And they're all optical illusions. Rich, that tee shot there has shortened up this hole considerably. It's made a tough par 4 into, well, we'll see. But it looks like a very birdieable hole now.
You hit it right where you want. Now he has a good chance to attack that hole location. Beautiful display of ball striking today. Really in control. And that's another GIR, green in regulation. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
TPC Sawgrass, the fabled stadium course designed by the legendary Pete Dye. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Here at the 8th, Frank, most players are happy walking out of here with a par 3.
And the reason why, it's a very narrow entry to this green. It's just littered with bunkers around, left, behind, to the side, and even short. Once you get further up the green, though, even though this is an undulating green, it starts to widen up. So don't get trapped into just looking at the front of this hole.
That's good work right there. Just a tap-in. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Normally you'd be happy to take 2 from there. What's one going to feel like? Great putt.
Frank, I think this is one of the most fascinating holes on the golf course. The 583-yard.
He's gone for a little extra. Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. Excellent drive, Frank. Right where you want to be.
Rich, now's the time to knuckle down. I know things haven't gone right up to this point, but really, this is where you can still get something out of it. Just give yourself that opportunity. You're good enough.
Beauty of golf, Frank. One good strike comes off the center of the bat, one good result, and you begin to feel differently about things. Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Routine stuff here, Frank, from the bunker?
You just got to be careful of that lip in front of him with his third shot coming up.
Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the Wiley golf instructor makes his birdie. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Hole number 11, 558-yard, par 5. Frank, players in attack mode here.
Yeah, just try and blitz it down there. There are other bunkers on the left to consider, but really, with that much fairway, this is a green light opportunity.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards.
Second shot.
should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Locked in on the read and speed. Right in the heart. Here now the 12th hole at the TPC Sawgrass. It's a 358-yard par 4, so short on the card, Frank, but obviously a challenge. What's the key here?
Once again, trying to find that right position on the fairway, and that's down the right side. Anything down the left, that mound is going to block your view.
Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
That is professional with a capital P right there.
That's stealing.
And Frank, we always like when they have the whole location back left and that ball trickles down, feeds, and you can see some really good ones and maybe even an ace here.
Yeah, just like Mickelson a few years ago. Down there, it looked like it was going to flirt with a bunker, ran up and over the ridge, and in it goes. This is one where you have to play ground ball as well as high ball.
This one looks right on point. Oh my goodness, Frank. I think that baby went in. And through the years, Frank, it has gotten the best of the best, hasn't it?
We've seen Tiger Woods hit it left. We've seen Vijay Singh hit it left. We've seen so many players in the water down the left. Conversely, many a championship's been lost by hitting the ball up in the mounds on the right.
You take 4 here and run to 15?
I would sprint.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
The second shot now to the par 4. That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close and then knock in the birdie. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Just before we get to what they call the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, 15 requires all of your attention, doesn't it, Frank?
Personally, I think this is the prettiest hole on the golf course, Rich. I've actually often gone back there and taken pictures. Just a gentle dogleg to the right. You come out of the chute. Seems to be a generous fairway. You just get a little view of the bunker down the right side, but virtually there's no lip there, so that's not a concern. The green, all sorts of weird and wonderful waves on it. Well protected by a big bunker on the left, and there's 2 little pop bunkers out on the right that, if the first time around, you might notice.
That is classy.
Yeah, a chance of going in.
Getting set now over the putt. In the hole and a birdie. Now the start of the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18. Par 5, 16. Frank, Tiger made birdie here all 4 days in winning in 2013.
Fred Couples made that fantastic eagle many years ago. Hole bends a little to the player's left. You don't have to hit driver here if you're a long hitter, but you really must move that ball right to left. Well, with a good shot here, Rich, I tell you, this eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
You can't ask for much more than that. About 5 feet away. Beautifully done.
Just making a mockery of the field now. Another eagle.
It may well be the most famous single hole in the entire sport of golf. The 17th, the island green at the TPC Sawgrass. Everyone wants to play it at least once before their days are done. And if you do play it, you know you're going to go home, and your buddies are going to ask you, what'd you make at 17? You better have a good answer. This would be nice. Birdie on the card. See if you can make it. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating.
So much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Its third-round coverage of the Players. It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, hole shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality. And a great start.
How about this second, a par 5?
Well, if you're brave, you try and flash it down that tree line down the left, but there's a couple of limbs that poke out. Every now and again, they catch an errant tee shot. Whoa, talk about taking the head cover off and let it fly. That's beyond long.
Goodness, did he get all of that one? Wow.
Oh, solid strike. Right in the heart of the green.
What a great shot. Right next to the hole. It's about 5 feet. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. The eagle has landed. Wow. Frank, break down the par 3 third for us.
The big ridge in the middle of this green, really you have a front section and a back section. That front bunker, the one that you first see off the tee, that really doesn't come into play. But there's a sneaky one behind the flag and down the left side. Really good par 3.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
So a tester from 4 feet. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
Frank, the bunker on the right I wouldn't call that a pot bunker. That is some kind of a hazard, isn't it?
Yeah, meanders all the way down the right side, but really it's the lesser of two evils. I'd rather be in that bunker on the right than the hill on the left.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Had a birdie here yesterday, in there close. Great opportunity for another one. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Continues to roll it very well all day long. Now to the fifth. This long par 4 thought to be one of the most difficult holes on the front side here at the TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, if you've got plenty of length in the bag, you can almost take it directly over the bunker on the right. But if you're not as long, you have to air down that left side. Well, par 4s, they're not all the same, Rich, but after that tee shot, I guess you can say this one's going to be easy.
That was a beauty right there. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Trying to make yet another birdie. He's made it. Frank, this isn't a hole that sort of jumps out at you the way, say, 17 does.
Yeah, a lot of times people will just sort of gloss over it, but anytime you get a par 4 into 400 yards, it's a great opportunity. But once again, a positional hole. Take advantage of it.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. It's a master class in short game.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Oh, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Good effort and good par putt. Seventh hole here at Sawgrass, Frank, a bit uncomfortable off the tee.
It is. It reminds me a little bit of the... Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power to...
I mean, that is one of the hardest drives I have ever seen. Can't ask for much more here at the seventh. He has hit a good one. Now the approach to the seventh. Frank, what do you need to be mindful of here?
It's rather narrow in the front of this green, and then there's some mounds both right and left. Be very aware of those mounds. They can actually help you out.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Here we are at the eighth at Pete Dye's famed stadium course at the TPC Sawgrass. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Frank, this is a hole that I really like.
And players do too, Rich, especially off that back tee where it must be about 80 yards of shoot that you go through before the hole actually starts to open up. And this green, 11 bunkers in total around the whole putting surface.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Well, that's how you keep a round going, make putts just like that. Frank, I think this is one of the most fascinating holes on the golf course. The 583-yard par 5 ninth hole.
With technology now, a lot more players can reach this par 5 and 2. Gone are the days where it was a true three-shotter, but I remember when Sergio Garcia hit that 3-wood from, what was it, 270, 280 yards? Still one of the best shots I've ever seen.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Good swing, good shot yet again. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. And he has it for birdie. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back nine, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Let's go to the 11th. Now, it's a par 5 and a fun hole, Frank. You can make anything from 3 to 7 here.
And that's why, as the start of the back nine, especially on a Sunday, this becomes such a pivotal hole to start a run. Big body of sand down the left side that sometimes the longer hitters can get close to with the tee shot, but really it's the second shot. If you can reach this par 5 and 2, it's a very narrow green. The layup, well, it's actually an awkward layup, Rich, because you've got to push that ball to the left side, almost like a zigzag approach. Oh, this is right at it.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Doing what needs to be done. You need to make them from that distance. All right, hole number 11 here at the TPC Sawgrass, 558-yard, par 5. No shortage of options, no shortage of hazards, Frank.
If there's one hole at TPC Sawgrass where you can literally leap out of your shoes, this is it.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
This is when this game just looks like fun. The bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Making it look easy at this point. Another beautiful approach shot.
Really solid strike.
Frank, 17 gets so much attention here at the TPC Sawgrass, but 13, par 3, is exciting in its own right.
It is, and it's actually more difficult than 17. One of the reasons it's longer, and also the green here. 17 obviously has two sections in it, front and top. This has, I don't think there's a flat piece on it. And every now and again we watch the ball roll all over the screen and actually find the cup for the odd ace.
And in for birdie. Frank, 14 is so often a pivotal hole here at the TPC Sawgrass.
It is, Rich, and when you see a player hit 2 shots comfortably on the screen, you think, what's all the problems about 14? But when you see someone stray left or stray right, you realize that 14 is a real bear.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Frank, halfway home on maybe the toughest par 4 in the golf course.
Yeah, for some reason, for such a big green, it's always hard to get that second shot close. Should be safely on deck.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot in there. Easy birdie.
Just a couple of feet. Back to the TPC Sawgrass, the 15th hole. It's a par 4 as we make our way to this finishing stretch. And Frank, what's in store for the players here?
Another one of those par 4s around 450 yards. Ideally hit it tee shot down the right side, keeping away from that bunker. But that's a flat bunker down the right with no lip, so it's still not too bad. Biggest problem here is that green. So many undulations on this green.
Frank, what's the key on this approach here at the 15th?
Well, knowing exactly where that pin placement is, Rich. There's mounding, there's that little gut out of the right side of this green. If you miss your mark here, that ball can easily finish 30 or 40 feet away.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Settles in over the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, fans watching, they love excitement in the game. 16's an exciting hole, isn't it?
Well, that's where you get it, because you hear the roars. You start to see the big crowds that go all the way around 16, 17. 16 can be carried all the way to the clubhouse.
He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. I like the looks of this one. What a shot. Setting up for an eagle here. Continues to roll it very well all day long. Frank, you think about heartache here at 17 through the years. What comes to mind?
Obviously, Sean O'Hare is the first memory. I remember Len Matisse messing the hole up. Sergio Garcia just a couple of years ago when he was trying to make 2. And you're punished so severely at 17 for a miss, but you're rewarded too for bravery. And it's that fine line between being a hero and a fool. And it comes down to 137 yards.
Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating. Frank, what about 18?
If there's a little bit of wind off the right, the tee shot is so much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard.
Frank, you found dry land. That's the good news. But now you have this second shot, which is very daunting.
Yeah, once again, you're looking at water on the left side. So the tendency is to miss it on the right. But that's a very, very difficult up and down. This is another second shot. You've just got to brave it.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. That's the idea. Just knock it in. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Players.
That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, you want to get out of the gates quickly, hit the proper approach shot here at the first. What does the player need to look out for?
Well, there's two distinct levels to this green. There's that left side and then that collection area to the right side. Flag on the top, it's a very, very difficult shot because that bunker plump comes into play.
Nice scoring opportunity here. 532-yard par 5 second hole, Frank. Considered one of the easier holes on the golf course. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you can just cut this in half. 532 yards divided by 2. Really, it's 2 tee shots over 260 yards. For these guys, nothing more than a 3 or 4 wood. And that's why all you need off the tee is just a 3 wood with a little draw.
You disappointed if you don't make 4 here?
Not disappointed, but obviously you lose at least half a shot on the field. Second shot.
This one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
And he's made it for eagle. Setting up for the third hole here at TPC Sawgrass, relatively short par 3 at 177 yards.
But you've got to carry that ball at least 4 or 5 yards onto this green, even when it's firm.
Good chance at one. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Well read.
So much focus here, Frank, on 16, 17, and 18. Number 4 is a hole that gets overlooked, but it's a fun one.
The second shot here is good warning, especially when that flag's on the left. So you really do start looking at that blue stuff, water.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Now that is a shot that will be replayed over and over. Fifth hole, good par 4, isn't it, Frank?
If ever a hole was built for Lee Trevino, who used to love to cut it, this would be the hole. It just looks and screams for a shot that's hit left to right. And that's the only way really to avoid bunkers left and long, and that one that's all the way down the right side.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. Second shot, good look at the green. Good swing, good shot yet again. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
He has this for birdie. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Hole number 6. I really like this hole, Frank. It's fun par 4.
Yeah, very claustrophobic tee shot, hitting through that chute to the fairway. Starts to open up and then it sort of shrinks in again because of all the palm trees around this green. But very short par 4. So if you're good with a wedge, good chance for 3.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Oh, looked like you caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Shouldn't be a problem here. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed. Well, really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
Frank, what do you think of the 7th?
Interesting par 4 for two reasons. The undulating green on the end of the hole that also shapes to the right, that makes it look like a dogleg right. But really, you want to play that tee shot just inside those pot bunkers down the right side.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Necklace over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Frank, this is a hole that I really like. The 8th, 237-yard par 3, just a necklace of bunkers surrounding the green. What's the best approach?
You come out through that chute or that hallway of trees there, and this being the longest of the 4 par 3s at TPC Sawgrass, the green actually plays much smaller than what it looks because of that narrow entry.
Birdie try up next. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Oh, my goodness, he just missed that. And that was almost tap-in distance. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Frank, the 9th is really a good par 5, isn't it?
There's so many options here. He goes after it like he is here.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Great lie. What a great shot. He has really hit it a long way. Going to try to put a little air under this one with a lob wedge. Headed for the bunker, I think. Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. Routine stuff here, Frank, from the bunker?
You just got to be careful of that lip in front of him with his 3rd shot coming up.
Frank, not where he wants to be, but not out of the hole here at the par 5.
No, but Rich, to drop a shot here would really set him backwards.
No putter, no problem. Slams that into the cup. Frank, what do you make of the final hole here on the front side, the 583-yard par 5 9th?
Just depends on how much you want to risk here. If you hit a good drive down the right side, it's certainly gettable for 2. But you can make an absolute mess here at 9. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Let's go to the 11th. Now, it's a par 5 and a fun hole, Frank. You can make anything from 3 to 7 here.
That's why, as the start of the back nine, especially on a Sunday, this becomes such a pivotal hole to start a run. Big body of sand down the left side that sometimes the longer hitters can get close to with the tee shot, but really it's the second shot. If you can reach this par 5 and 2, it's a very narrow green. The layup, well, it's actually an awkward layup, Rich, because you've got to push that ball to the left side, almost like a zigzag approach.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Not a gimme, but well within his range. What a tremendous display of golf this has been.
Certainly throwing an eagle against the field, too. We've seen it all. Birdies, eagles, just blitzing the field from start to finish.
Here now, the 12th hole at the TPC Sawgrass. It's a 358-yard par 4, so short on the card, Frank, but obviously a challenge. What's the key here?
Once again, trying to find that right position on the fairway, and that's down the right side. Anything down the left, that mound is going to block your view.
He has put himself in an excellent position with a beautiful tee shot, and now a good look at the green. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
This is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No chance. Been this way all day. Airtight, no mistakes, solid shot.
And yet another green in regulation.
Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
In this situation, Richard, bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
One of the great things about this golf course, Frank, a variety of par 3s, different yardages. Here at the 13th, 181-yard par 3.
Yeah, this is where you have to be careful on the tee there. Anything left's just going to be eaten up by that lake. Matter of fact, if you hit one with a little bit of a hook and it catches the mound, it can still kick into the lake. So this one here, just be a little cautious on the tee.
He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday, and he'd do it again today. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now one of the most demanding holes on this golf course, the 14th, 481-yard par 4.
If you want a litmus test at TPC Sawgrass on who's playing well, check the tee shots on 14. If you stripe it down here, you know you're driving the ball well. Too often we see people messing with the mounds on the right.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, halfway home on maybe the toughest par 4 in the golf course.
Yeah, for some reason, for such a big green, it's always hard to get that second shot close.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Some tester from 4 feet. Chalk that up as a birdie for the scorecard. Frank, the 15th hole certainly has the respect of the professionals.
But you're right. This is a positional hole where just keep the ball down the left center. Can't go too far, though, because you'll get blocked out or you'll run out of fairway. From there, it's really about knowing where the flag is, what position on the screen, because this is another green that's not flat. If the second shot lands on the wrong portion of the green, it'll finish well away from the hole.
Frank, once again, precision is so important as we look at the second shot to the 15th.
Yeah, you're looking at the flag here. You're looking at birdie, but if you miss, the big bunker on the left will swallow it up, and there's 2 little pop bunkers on the right. Tough to get it up and down.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot in there. Easy birdie. Good solid stroke there. No sign of nerves on that.
You licking your chops here, Frank, as a player, when you get to this tee box?
Well, it's an opportunity. A 4 here certainly makes the mood better when you walk to 17 and then 18. So a 4 here is more than just making a birdie on a par 5.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Get down. Lay down. Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. He's made it. Frank, fans watching, they love excitement in the game. 16's an exciting hole, isn't it?
Well, that's where you get it, because you hear the roars. You start to see the big crowds that go all the way around 16, 17, and 18 tee. You feel where you are in the tournament, too. A movement that starts at 16 can be carried all the way to the clubhouse.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Now one of the more difficult holes in golf. The 18th here at Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. In 2013, this hole averaged .39 strokes above par. What makes it so challenging, Frank?
Just that big body of water that's to the left of 18 here, that's also shared to the right of 9. Not a single fairway bunker on this 18th hole. So really, lack of definition. It's so hard to find a target here.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Well, that's how you play the game. Right there. To win the Players' Championship. Score that a birdie. Just a great putt and a great win. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Peach Invitational.
Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Just amazing what they're able to do with that golf swing. Hit it so far at that size. Not overly big, but man, can really move it a long ways. That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Good swing, good shot yet again. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now. Just when you think you're going to make birdie, now have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Here at the par 3 second hole, it's just under 215 yards and really a good-looking hole. The water is not necessarily in play for the professionals. Bunker left and a bunker just short of the green. This is probably a 4, 5, or 6 iron for most of the professionals. The bigger hitters might be able to get there with a 7. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline. How did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Even par early on. On this short par 4, a fairway wood off the tee should leave players with a short iron to the green. The front of the green is guarded by 2 large bunkers that are especially difficult if the hole is cut on the right portion of the green. The green slopes from back to front and has several dominating ridges that make it very difficult to read. But that is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
The putt.
Oh, that'll put the smile back on the face.
We have already begun. Let's pick up with the action at hole number 4. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help there.
And it makes the green in regulation. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Solid par to remain 1 under. Back on the tee here at East Lake, it's the 5th hole. This is a muscular par 4, Frank, at better than 500 yards.
You just take 4 and walk to the next tee on any given day, Rich. Blind tee shots, really you have to hit a good one here. Otherwise, you're just sort of going to clock up at least a 5 straight away. Par 5 for the members, so it's a tough par 4 even for the pros.
We knew it right away. Picked up the tee, didn't even look at it. We can see it. It's perfect, right down the middle of the fairway.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. This is a 9-footer. Always nice to be comfortably inside that cut line. The wily golf instructor makes birdie. The 6th green here at East Lake Golf Club, tracing back to the original Tom Bendelow design that opened back in 1908, built as the green for the par 5 16th. A Donald Ross rerouting 5 years later made it the target for a par 3 on the front 9. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot. What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
All right, Frank, we've made it through the 6th unscathed. Here we are at the 7th hole, East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta for the Tour Championship. And it's a slight dogleg left, 434 yards.
It's the first hole that actually bends to the left, so you would think it would suit a draw. But those 3 bunkers down the left side almost prevent that. And really, the best access to this green is from the right side anyway.
Now the approach at the par 4 7th.
A nice high, soft landing long iron would be required, but something that pitches on the right side of the green. Everything funnels left on this par 4.
Well, he gave us a demonstration today why he's one of the best in the sport. Every green hit in regulation. Starting to play some good golf. With that birdie, moves to 4 under for the tournament. Frank, back-to-back dog legs to the left as we step on the tee here at the 8th.
This one a little different to the 7th hole. This one's fairly flat, and also that fairway runs out on the right side. You can try and flash it across all the bunkers. There's no real advantage. You have to respect those bunkers. Should just leave you a sand iron, a wedge maximum in here. This is a good scoring opportunity, providing you hit the fairway.
That's a solid shot here into the 8th hole, and a good chance now for another birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. Here at the 9th hole, the first par 5 of the day, a long drive provides an opportunity to reach this green in 2, especially if the hole is playing downwind. Second shot will be either a mid to long iron layup short of a fairway bunker on the left, or a fairway wood try for the green in 2. That green is guarded in front by deep bunkers, and anything long will be a difficult up and down. Oh, he loves that one. You can see it. This one is high, it is deep, and it is gone. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot. So this is the 3rd shot to the par 5. With a good read, might have been able to make it from that distance, but not to be. Just a couple of feet. Moves into second place with that birdie. This is the second par 5 to have been shortened to play as a par 4, and this hole requires that the tee shot be long and to the left side of the fairway. That allows players to see the putting surface. The second shot will likely be a mid to long iron into a pretty large green, and that green slopes severely from back right to front left, making lag putting from the back a real challenge. Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Goes to 6 under par for the tournament. What a display of golf. Depending on the wind, the tee shot to this elevated green ranges from a 4 to 6 iron for most players. The green is 38 yards deep, and the back portion is blind to players on the tee. A large oak tree protects the right side of the green, and the front portion is pinched by a pair of deep greenside bunkers. Side hill putts often have 4 to 5 feet of break, and putts from above the hole are surprisingly quick. Frankie can feel the momentum shifting.
You can. It might look tight at the top at the moment, but you definitely get the impression we're going to see a change in the lead very soon.
Beautiful birdie right there. Here at the downhill 12th now. Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Wow, he moved that a long ways right in the fairway. Sizing up your second shot now to the par 4 12th. Frank, what are you visualizing?
Well, you can take a little bit off this yardage, Rich. It's a pretty pleasing second shot. Big circle of a green. And actually, this green has probably about the least amount of slope at East Lake.
Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Now 8 under on the day. Now teeing off here at the 13th. Good contact, good result. And what a turn of events. Just turned this round upside down. Started off slow, but then managed to pick up the pace and back on track now. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Let's keep it going now at the 14th, 442-yard par 4. Back here at the par 4 14th, we're ready to tee off. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. We mentioned just 2 par 5s here at East Lake, and here is that second par 5. It's the 15th and only 525 yards.
Yeah, this is a doozy, really, especially where it comes in the round. It forces you to attack the hole. There's plenty of trouble off the tee, bunkers right and that solitary one on the left. But the second shot, if you can just keep it slightly left of the flag, you'll notice the natural contours will send that ball to the right.
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
It's at sneaky distance.
I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
Looking to make a move. This putt for birdie. Well, the great hits just keep coming. Moves to minus 11 on the day. Frank, this is really a picturesque hole. As you look out, you can see the Atlanta skyline, and you can also see, with just a few holes to play, maybe a $10 million pot of gold.
If you can't smell the finish from here, then you never will. And you're right. You know, you've got water coming up after this hole. Good tee shot here. If you want to challenge those bunkers, so be it. If you can somehow thread it just right of that, then you'll have a chance at the second shot that also is going to play downhill. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Locked in on the read and the speed. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Over the last decade, the 17th at 455 yards with that water looming left has proven to be one of the most dramatic holes in golf. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Impressive play so far into these heavy winds. You could say he's just been breezing through this round. Frank, this is always one of the most crucial shots in any round at East Lake in the Tour Championship. It is the second to the 17th.
A high lofted second shot once again required here. There's a little area on the front that you can use if the flag's there, but when that flag gets back or left, really you have to hit the ball in the middle of the green and just allow that slope to take it here. Very risky to go at the flag.
Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. On to the finishing hole here at East Lake Golf Club. Not many courses end with a par 3. It's always a fun finishing hole. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh, I thought he had that. Well, that's just a case of not focusing right there. What a lapse in concentration. So has the par. Moving on to the next hole, and the lead, Frank, is very much intact. Well, Frank, round one in the books. Look who's on top of the leaderboard.
And that's with some strong play today. They don't really need to look back. Strong play heading into the second round tomorrow.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Peach Invitational.
That's an absolute beauty.
Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. A little bit uphill. Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Now this for birdie. Came away with par at a previous round.
Oh, good start.
Now at the second hole, first of a really tough set of par threes, Frank.
This is where iron play comes straight away out of the gates, Rich. Good iron play is always rewarded on this par 3 downhill. It's a big enough green. Good iron players often will have a chance for birdie. A little sloppy off the tee here, and you'll rack up at least 4 in a heartbeat.
Stuck the follow through right there. This could be really good.
birdie try up next. See if he can get something going here. 2 straight birdies. Not a real hard game, is it? Birdie to open. Frank, what are the players facing here at this short par 4 third?
It's uphill, so it'll play a little longer than what it measures on the card. The green, I think, is the most interesting aspect of this hole. That back portion, you have to really be precise there, but you can use the slope when the flag's on the front. Try and spin it back towards that flag.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Absolutely throwing darts just inside of 5 feet and getting ready for the putt. So, Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid. Very impressed.
Now to the longish par 4 fourth. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
This looks to be at least an extra club, maybe 2 clubs going way up that hill to the green. Good looking shot right here. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Setting himself up for a good weekend, the Wiley golf instructor makes his birdie. And now the 5th hole in a challenging par 4 here. It is 520 yards long.
He's loading up on it.
Look at the curl there.
Whoa, that is long. There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start. Rich, I thought he could get this close.
That just is amazing. Just a mind blower right there. Absolutely incredible. He made the shot. Frank, it's pretty simple here at the 6th hole. 209 yards over water. You need one good strike of the golf ball.
It sounds easy, doesn't it? Surely not.
Well, that's how you play the game. Right there. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday. And trying for another one today. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. All right, Frank, we've made it through the 6th unscathed. Here we are at the 7th hole, East Lake Golf Club in Atlanta for the Tour Championship. And it's a dog-leg left, 434 yards.
It's the first hole that actually bends to the left, so you would think it would suit a draw. But those 3 bunkers down the left side almost prevent that. And really, the best access to this green is from the right side anyway.
Caught that one flush, Frank. That was beautiful.
What was the movie again? Dead, solid, perfect.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. Wow, I thought he made that. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Here at the 8th, again, this is not an especially long hole, but it requires some thinking. It's a strategic golf hole, 405-yard par 4, and it doglegs to the left, so position is key. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. The approach now at the 8th, and Frank, what's the right play?
This is one of the widest greens on the golf course. There's just a subtle ridge and terrain that sort of moves that ball from that left side to the right. When the flag's on the left, you have to keep it left. And when the flag's on the right, you can use the middle of the green to move the ball around.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching two tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Now to hole number 9, 600-yard par 5. It is the first par 5 of the round.
Yeah, easy decision if you hit a good tee shot here with a gentle draw up and over that hill, Rich. Then you're just going to go for this par 5 and 2. The problems really come, though, if you hit a poor tee shot. Then you have to worry about the layup. Can you carry the lake? Or if you lay up short of the lake, you have a long third shot.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. Playing his second shot here at the par 5.
Should be safely on deck.
What a spectacular shot that was. He'll have a look at eagle. Shouldn't be a problem here. Right in the heart. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Moving on to the 11th here, 197 yards. He'll need to catch this solid, 190 yards away. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just 5 feet left. You'll love them, the birdies, and that's another one. On to the 12th hole here at East Lake. It is relatively short, just 391 yards, but there is a bit of trouble. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
Settles in over the putt.
Doing what needs to be done. You need to make them from that distance. This is a par 4 that will test the players. 476 yards, the 13th hole. And Frank, it's a good driving hole.
It certainly is. It plays closer to 500 yards because you're going uphill. Avoid the two bunkers on the left. That's a given there. You can see those off the tee. And that second shot, make sure you take enough club to carry that bunker on the left.
Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. A little bit uphill. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Let's keep it going now at the 14th, 442-yard par 4. But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank looking at a downhill approach shot here at the par 4 14th. How important is club selection?
It's vital here, Rich. You've got to adjust for that downhill. Plus, the pitch of the fairway, more than often, the ball is going to be slightly below your feet. So if anything, you want to err on the left side of the flag.
That one drops for a birdie. We mentioned just two par 5s here at East Lake, and here is that second par 5. It's the 15th and only 525 yards.
Yeah, this is a doozy, really, especially where it comes in the round. It forces you to attack the hole. There's plenty of trouble off the tee, bunkers right and that solitary one on the left. But the second shot, if you can just keep it slightly left of the flag, you'll notice the natural contours will send that ball to the right.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Oh, without a doubt, that will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot. Moving on to number 16 now, 481-yard par 4.
Another one that's downhill with the fairway sloping from left to right. Series of bunkers down the left side. It's not the end of the world, actually, if you go on those ones down the left. Every now and again, you'll see someone try and hit a driver and try and take them all out of play. Is that you?
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Trying to pull it all together here late in the round. The approach now to the 16th. It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Beautiful shot. That is tight. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Over the last decade, the 17th at 455 yards with that water looming left has proven to be one of the most dramatic holes in golf.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. What a display of shot-making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there, the easiest of birdies coming up. Really solid stroke.
On to the finishing hole here at Eastlake Golf Club. Not many courses end with a par 3. It's always a fun finishing hole. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Great, too.
Beautiful.
There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Peach Invitational.
That's an absolute beauty.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green.
This is like cyber vision. Shot after shot, right at the flag.
Just dialed in. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Just a couple of feet. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Here at the par 3 second hole, just under 215 yards. Already teed up here at the second.
A little bit downhill, Rich. Once again, check for that flag. The front flags are always difficult because chances are you're going to have a downhill putt. When that flag's on the left side of the green, though, beware of that bunker. That's a devilish bunker shot coming downhill away from the flag.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Hole number 3 is a par 4. It's only 390 yards. Frank, what do you think the right club selection is off the tee?
Majority of players hit like 3-wood off the tee here. It's a little ambitious with a driver because you don't get any real advantage getting that much closer to the green. If you can carry that right bunker and keep the ball on the fairway, you're still going to be left with a full short iron, whether it's a wedge or a 9-iron. And that's a scoring club.
And it makes the green in regulation. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Beautifully done. Nice birdie.
Now to the longish par 4 fourth.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.